Are you Aries rising sign, or do you know someone with this very special ascendant? Or are you actually going through a year according to your Vedic solar return of Aries in the ascendant? This video is for you. I will be covering all the details of Aries as the ascendant, and we will see what it means that is a fire element sign, a dharma of the four Purusharthas signs, and it's about movable or cardinal signs as well. Stay tuned and watch till the end, where I will give you many remedial measures to pacify the energy of Mars and Aries and improve your life overall. Namaste seekers, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Nicolas Ulhich, and today I will introduce you to the concept of Aries as your ascendant. What is the ascendant in your natal chart? Well, if you have your natal chart in front of you, you will see that one particular sign is the beginning of the whole system of houses. Whatever sign is in the first house, that sign is your rising sign. And why is that? Because that sign was at the east cardinal direction at the moment and at the exact hour that you were born, and in the same location as well. So let's say someone was being born at the same hour but in a different location, perhaps looking to the east from that particular point, it wasn't the same rising sign as you. That's why we astrologers ask again and again and again to confirm your birth hour, because it's extremely valuable and important. So from the natal hour we can calculate your rising sign and put all the planets into signs and houses properly and accordingly. All this said, what is Aries rising sign? Aries is the first sign of the 12 of the zodiac, and because of that it has many powerful meanings. The beginning, the sign of initiations, leadership, moving ahead, always having the courage to do the things that perhaps the rest of the signs are thinking twice. And that's also one of the weaknesses of not thinking twice before doing something. But most of all, Aries, it has all these characteristics because it is a movable sign, a fire element sign, and a dharma sign. What it means, each of these three particular aspects that I mentioned. Let's go first what it means to have in the rising sign or ascendant, called also Lagna in Sanskrit, a movable or cardinal type of sign. Movable signs show the dynamic, initial or guiding phase of the elements. Movable quality gives impulse, direction and expression, but may cause disturbance and agitation along with too forceful or frequent changes. Can you relate to this and you are not Aries rising sign? Well, the movable or cardinal types of energies are Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. If you have any of these four types of signs, they will be usually in this very forward direction in life, constantly trying to improve their current situation, but not necessarily in a constant way, in a always fixed way of doing it. They are always having these new ideas, new projects that through this specific project or idea, I will change it all. And if you again can relate to this, or you know someone that is constantly changing their mind, maybe they are Aries rising sign. Individuals with planets or the Lagna in Aries or any of the other movable signs are people of action. They don't like to stay quiet. They don't like to stay sitting down on a chair or perhaps working from home, long hours. They need movement. Once a friend of mine that he's one of these movable signs as a Lagna, he said, if you want to kill me, put me in a job where I don't need to do anything but to be sitting there for 8 hours straight every single day of the week. And this is a very good and clear example of the way Aries feels about working, socializing, and living in general. Aries Lagna, they are positive people, expressive and outgoing, with a high sense of achievement and accomplishment. They really need to achieve success at what they are doing. If not, frustration, perhaps depression, anger, all these things will surface in the consciousness of Aries Lagna, and they are not very good friends of Aries rising sign, to be honest, of anyone, of course, but for Aries rising sign this is much worse, because mind, which is Mercury, is ruling the third house of the mind and the sixth house of health, and most importantly the health issues. The more you concern, the more worried you are, the more anxious you get, the more stressed you are. All these things are summing up on the sixth house of health and creating big time problems. That's why Aries rising sign, despite being so action directed, needs to calm down, to think twice, to reflect more, to do calming yoga postures, not these postures that are constantly challenging the person to go deeper and deeper and deeper, because that is the way they start to experience health issues, such as, for example, problems with the muscles or accidents during certain type of activities. And the best for the fire is to be under control, not everywhere but here and now. And when you feel Aries with more fire, challenging activities, training under the sunlight at the mid of the day, eating spicy food, salty food, very hot food, highly processed food, that is increasing the fire, and the fire is burning everything on the natal chart. We need to calm down that, avoid coffee, avoid caffeinated drinks, or anything that you feel or you already intuit that will put you in the wrong path as an Aries rising sign. If you are Aries rising sign, you are willful, aggressive, and dynamic, and often these people become leaders. If you know someone that is Aries rising sign, they have this need of constantly being telling everyone else what to do with whatever they are actually doing. And let's say you say, okay, look, I will do it or you do it. But if I do it, don't tell me how to do it, okay? Deal. Okay, so I start to do it. Aries rising sign will come and will say, oh, but you take care of this aspect or change that. No, wait. I will do it on my own ways, on my own perspectives and understanding, or you do it. No, it's okay, you can do it. They are constantly watching over you, and they feel this need to control situations, but not necessarily constantly on everyone, but in specific areas of their life. And that is coming more from the position of planet Mars, because it's the ruler of the rising sign and it's like the captain of the ship. And let's say you have this Mars in the fourth house of Cancer. You may be competing and constantly challenging your family, or they are doing so to you. You want to control them, or you feel controlled by them. If you have it in the seventh house, maybe with your spouse or your business partners. And in the 10th house, which is considered the best house to have Mars, more if you are Aries rising sign, is a placement for Mars where it finds exaltation. Exaltation means it can do what Mars needs to do in the best possible way. However, it becomes extremely strong, and a very strong Mars in a low vibrational individual may cause some problems. But in a high vibrational individual, this will create a capacity to face challenges, obstacles with such a height, with such a clarity, empowerment, discipline, constancy, determination, that anything can put between you and your goals, your achievements, your success. And this is in the good way. You may find yourself competing healthily or not so with your coworkers or even with your boss. I have seen a couple of times Aries rising sign people with Mars in the 10th house that they are being challenged by work situations, particularly the boss, and they are thriving and doing anything that they can do in their power to change the results for better. And some person high in the hierarchy of the company sees that and decide to promote this person on top of the current boss, and now is the boss of the former boss. And this is very interesting because again they are here to be leaders, to lead other people. Let's say you don't want to lead, you don't want to be the leader on any particular situation. Okay, you have two potential paths in front of you as an Aries Lagna. One is that you are constantly looking for situations where you can become the leader, and the other one is life is constantly putting on your path situations that will force you to become, at least temporarily, the leader. And the leader that you need to become in that moment perhaps is to help someone in a very difficult situation, or to be in charge because nobody else can do it for you, or you are involved in a situation that the rest of the people is not available to do it for any sort of reason, and now you need to do it. Whenever you do it by force of destiny or because you want to do it, you find yourself in a so much better position. You are brighter energetically, your aura feels so much nicer to be around you. And this is because you are being yourself, and the rising sign is the energy that you came here to emanate, to share with this beautiful world. But also the rising sign is the lens through which you see the world, you perceive the world, you digest your experiences that you are experimenting. The more connected, the more engaged you are with your Aries nature, the easier you embrace the leader energy. To become a leader doesn't mean to give orders to others or instructions or enter the military or the police force or anything like that, because Aries has to do with organization, with coordinating energies, information, or movement. And that is very common in CEOs, in companies, where they can lead the movement of the workforce, of the rest of the employees, and make the company reach specific points in growth or some set goals. And this is amazing. But if you don't want to pursue working on a company or for the government or things like this, you may find yourself working in some sort of administration or having some level of authority in the place you are. Perhaps it's not meant for you to have that authority, but people give you some sort of respect because the energy you emanate. And if you don't find yourself the leader position at work, you will start to have some intensities between you and the actual leader, and sooner or later someone will need to step back, perhaps you or the leader. And in terms of the attitude, I mean the way you treat each other, because it's a kind of a pack of alphas trying to choose the alpha to lead all the alphas, and this is too much alpha energy. You don't see like 10 lions leading the pack. You see one and the rest is obeying. They are listening, they are respecting the alpha, and whenever one doesn't agree with that, will challenge the alpha so it can become the alpha. And this is the situation with you at work, with life in general, but it depends the most with the position of Mars. Mars will be the key indicator of where this energy is being projected and received. This Aries energy, because it's movable, may have trouble sticking with jobs or relationships which can harm your potential. You are constantly on the move, you like action, you like adventure, and this is amazing. It's one of the beautiful characteristics of your personality. However, when you put this into jobs or relationships, it doesn't feel that right, that good. Why? Let's say you have already a partner. Well, I already experienced this. Let's see what else I can find somewhere else. And maybe you're still with that person while looking for some different adventures or experiences. That is very, very, very incorrect. According to the Vedic thoughts, that will bring a lot of karma upon you. So avoid this type of activities. And let's say you are with a partner, but you see something better somewhere else. You leave this person for this other person because it looks much better for you, or it fits better to your personalities, a better combination of energies. Well, and for Aries rising sign, it is easier to find these better prospects everywhere but where they are. Whether at job, whether at relationships, ideas, travel plans. And that's why I will tell you how to conquer constancy in your life at the end of the video. So stay tuned till the end so you can listen about how to develop more consistency and you can go through all these low vibrational aspects of your sign. It's important to understand that in some cases you may overextend yourself or burn yourself out through excess movement and stimulation. Mostly Aries is constantly looking for spicy experiences, spicy food, hot meals, as well as stimulating drinks such as coffee. That is one of the weakest aspects of your personality, going for this type of experiences or food or drinks. The more you ingest this energy, the lower your frequency of vibration, going from sattva, which is the highest, then turning into rajas, which is perturbation, constant perturbation of your energy in a very rough and aggressive way, to tamas, which is stagnation. You're just existing, not actually living. It's the worst thing that a human being can go through, and for you it's coming from stimulating beverages or spicy food, salty food, savor food, hot meals. All these should not be 100% avoid, but as much as possible, because the 6 type of flavors provide you different type of nutrients and things that your body needs, as well as your mind and chakras. You cannot completely stop of consuming spicy or salty food. However, you need to start to learn how to healthily incorporate them. Not everything is spicy, everything salty. If you're watching this from Mexico or India, it's for you, my friend. Be careful with the spices, because you have so many wonderful ways to neutralize all of these, such as cardamom powder. You can put a little bit of that. You can put so many other things that if you want to know more, I can make a video about the flavors and how to select them according to your rising sign or your dosha according to Ayurveda as well. But try, if your fire is too high, to avoid spicy, salty, savor food or acid food. But if your fire is too little, shrink, and you feel like very weak and the willpower of others is constantly overpowering you and you are being bullied and this kind of nasty behavior from others towards you, you may want to increase the fire in a healthy way again. However, always remember, this is not medical advice or any type of advice. It's just a mention of my experience with this information, which is Jyotisha and Ayurveda. You definitely need to go and consult with an Ayurvedic doctor that you easily can find one nowadays. Being an Aries rising sign gives you the power to accomplish a great deal and get what you want, but that may make you lack sensitivity in the process. You may impose yourself on others or harm others along the way. An Aries rising sign, it's like a child. They don't actually want to harm anyone, but they are so focused on the final goal that they completely forget to take care of the people in the middle. And these people may be your spouse, your boss, your co-workers, friends, family members. And that is one of the biggest lessons for Aries rising sign, to learn compassion, to learn to be more empathetic, to pay attention to the reality of the other, emotions of the other. Sometimes Aries doesn't bring a good listener. The more you listen, the situation, the things that the other person is going through connecting to you, the better your relationships will be. You will immediately perceive that everyone feels much more at home with you if you become a better listener. This is because you have so many things in your mind constantly and you want to achieve all of these things, which is amazing. And that is one of the things that make you an amazing rising sign. But it's this little thing that you need to be more compassionate and empathetic when pursuing a particular goal or project. Overall, for sure, you are an amazing person, but take care of this, of course. One of the interesting things that I came to learn about Aries rising sign through many years of consultations is that they move a lot. They change residencies as they change clothes. And most of them, in my personal experience, perhaps for another astrologers was different, but they are moving constantly abroad. It's like they need to move. They are constantly in the need to move, and the more exotic the land shows up on them or in front of them, the better for them. And it has a little bit of sense because Jupiter is exalted in Cancer. Jupiter is the ruler of the 12th house for Aries rising sign, and the 12th house has to do with foreign lands, with traveling abroad and learning about new cultures, new languages, and these kind of things. And being exalted in Cancer, which is the 4th house, the house of home, of nationality, the place you feel connected with the most, this may bring to you the connection with foreign lands. Even though you haven't traveled yet, you feel that you belong there. You belong to the exotic, to the rare, to the difference. And this is one of the different forms of energies that is out there. It's not good, it's not bad, it's your life. And it's amazing because all these clients constantly bring to me such amazing stories that they experience living abroad and they become more successful and they enjoy life way better and deeper and wider. I don't say every Aries rising sign must go under this experience, but if you feel to do so, be sure that a lot of other people are feeling the same as you. As I mentioned before, movable types as Aries rising sign need to develop more consistency and stability. You must make sure that what you are directing your energy towards reflects your deepest will and aspiration and not merely action for its own sake. And you know this if you are Aries rising sign, or you know someone, or you are in a year of this energy, that you are constantly trying to achieve things, and this is because I need to do something more than I have a plan, and the plan involves to do this in this particular way. The more you plan, the better you will feel and the things will unfold for you. Why is this? Because projects and satisfaction of desires is the 11th house, where Saturn is the ruler of this house for you, and also Saturn is the ruler of the 10th, a house that is related to karma. Karma in a more neutral sense. The karma, considering that karma is rewards, it's the result of your actions. If your actions are disciplined and constant and devoted to one single goal, the satisfaction of your desires is guaranteed. But if you are not satisfying Saturn by becoming more disciplined and constant, the satisfaction of desires, which is the positive energy of the 11th house, won't be there for you, and you will feel a lot of obstacles in your life, which is as well Saturn, problems at work, with friends, or social life overall. And we don't want that, so you need to develop more consistency and stability. If you can do this, you can achieve an inner development in this life that is extremely high. It's really, really good. Many yogis had this Aries rising sign energy, and they went through a lot of obstacles. They overcame all of them and became amazing yogis, registered in the pages of history. But you have a long way to go before reaching that yogic state as these great yogis. For example, to become more in control of yourself, of your fiery emotions that are constantly there, lighting up the fire for whatever reason. And Aries rising sign is constantly finding a problem for a solution that is not a very good trait of you, and you need to start to learn how to see things from the perspective of what has this situation to teach me or to offer, rather than why is this happening to me, life is so difficult, I will fight back. No, don't fight back. Learn how to learn how to flow, how to transcend in a more consistent, disciplined way. By doing so, you will definitely develop your inner self in so many amazing levels that I am very, very happy for you if you are doing so. And then Aries rising, it's a fire energy. So what it means that Aries, apart from movable or cardinal, is fire element. Fire signs show a strong will, and signs stands for Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, the three fire or dharma elements, because the fire element is related to the Purusharthas, which are four: dharma, artha, kama, and moksha, which is purpose in life, profession, and the results of your work; kama, which is satisfaction through relationships and the fulfillment of connections with others; and then moksha, which is spiritual freedom or transcending all your karmas and ties to this world. Fire signs such as Aries is related to purpose, dharma. This sign shows strong will, ambition, and determination, as well as good perception and critical mind, typical of Pitta dosha in Ayurveda. People with fiery planets or being Aries rising sign seek power and like a display of force and drama. Try to avoid this Latin American type of energy, this too much drama on every situation, and everything is a problem at work, with family, with your marriage or spouse or children. Relax, take it easy, try to see the positive side of the situation, do what you need to do with a humble and peaceful mind. Try to do your sadhana, your dinacharya. You will be amazingly well. But avoid the drama. Drama will bring you only headaches, only problems, but no solutions. And if on top of a problem you put drama, you have two problems now. And nobody likes to deal with dramatic people that is constantly trying to pick a fight, or they are complaining like a lot over the top. That is not good. Don't be that person. But If you are attracting this kind of people, it means that on an inner level, you are going through some of this energy. What you need to do is to internalize this projection and start to work it on your daily practice of yoga, meditation, transforming your energy, releasing that energy from your archetypes, your unconscious images of your unconscious mind, and that will help you a lot. Being a fire element rising sign, your focus most of the time it's on your own self and character than upon interchange with others. You like to be popular, but you also like to dominate, not to be on the same level with others. You show that your main field of activity in life is in the realm of the will. And this energy gives you the need to develop real independence, clarity, and understanding, not just to shine over or rule over others. That's why Aries is constantly trying to go to the depth of each topic. They have a very sharp and amazing mind. They can actually become scientists or investigators of any topic. Why I'm saying this? Because Mars, the ruler of the rising sign, is also the ruler of the 8th house, a house of investigation, revealing mysteries, hidden secrets. And hidden secrets, most of the time people relate this to knowing something about someone else that is not meant to be known by others, but also has to do with hidden laws of nature that you are researching and you found some solution to a medical problem or a technological problem. This is also the energy of the 8th house, revealing the mysteries of life. You have such a profound intelligence and you are a very deep person. Because of this, it's very difficult for you to deal with shallow people that they have small talk and that's all. You need some intellectual challenges from the person in your life. If you are not feeling that, will be a little bit difficult for you to stay very long in that relationship, whether it's for business, a romantic relationship, or a social connection. On a higher level, this energy gives you independence and insights, strong judgment, and high values. And you are able to penetrate into things and understand the underlying energy, motivation, or force behind you and sometimes behind other people as well. This energy as well gives you leadership, the capacity to make alliances, the ability to project warmth, light, and beneficence. And it's possible that from time to time people tells you that when you are in the room, the temperature is going higher, it's increasing. And perhaps it's actually something that you can measure, but you have such a high level of energy that literally you can make others sweat just by your presence. And this is very good, but you should be careful with this energy to do not light up the wrong candles, if you know what I mean. For example, do not try to pick a fight with people that are just relaxed and chilling, or trying to seduce someone that is married, or you being a married person, try to light up that particular fire. Try to connect this energy of inspiring, motivating on that level, and be more a dharma giver. You connect people with their dharmas and help them to find inspiration and clarity, because you have so much clarity, so much inspiration within you that you can easily provide that to the entire world without losing an inch of that energy. And that is one of the wonders and one of the amazing things of your energy as a rising sign. On the lower level, this energy may make you destructive and you may clash with those of others and bring to use into arguments and conflicts, and this may cause you to be vain, proud, or self-promoting, constantly saying, oh, look what I can do, pay attention to me, look here, I am doing this, or actually constantly saying things in the most conflicting, argument inviting way, and we definitely want to avoid that. So Aries rising sign, be chill, be relaxed. We know you are very profound, very deep. Try to introduce others to the conversation in a gentle way. You can still be proud of yourself by knowing a lot and still being humble and explain things in an easy way that everyone on the room can understand you. And the more people understand you, you are becoming the leader of them through just a talk, by being an inspirational, motivational company for them. And that is amazing. And this energy overall can give you illumination, freedom, and enlightenment. You show the soul coming forth in its manifestation. However, if you don't manage to reach the high frequency of the sign, you can be burnt up and show the wheel in turmoil and complication, constantly struggling, facing problems, obstacles, which is not necessarily a place to be stuck in, but it's a place that you will visit frequently if you don't have a daily sadhana, a daily dinacharya practice, according to yoga and Ayurveda, of course. Remember, I will explain all of this to you at the end of the video. Don't worry. Summing up all about Aries rising sign. Aries is the positive sign of Mars. Each of the planets has one positive and one negative sign. The positive one, it's more extroverted, it's more a giver of that energy, while the feminine or negative, it's more a receiver of that energy. It's constantly processing the energy, transforming the energy rather than delivering it. Aries is the delivering of Mars, and Scorpio is the transforming of Mars, which both are connected to each other. It's a cardinal fire, it's the beginning of the zodiac and the head of the cosmic person, time personified. It's as well symbolized by a ram, is the very first sign and gives independence, force, self-expression, and a strong personal orientation in life. Aries rising sign types are dynamic, aggressive, and competitive and possess much initiative. As we discussed before, constantly thinking what to do, where to do it, with whom to do it, this project, this other project, this idea, this another idea. They often live in their heads and can have a penetrating power of perception. That's why that is due to Mercury ruling the third house, always in the head, and the sixth, penetrating. Virgo gives you that power of penetration through your intellect, and Gemini may give you this wandering mind a little bit. They have a scientific and logical abilities and may be good at research and invention, as stated before. They are independent, adventurous, and skillful in whatever they do. Go and check the natal chart of the most adventurous friends of yours, and you will definitely see some Aries very present and strong there. While they possess strong emotions and passions, they usually remain in control of them. Sometimes the problems comes more from the Mars side, and if Mars is weak or debilitated in a bad position, creating some bad yogas are astrological combinations, in case you don't know, this may bring this violence, aggressiveness out of you, but overall it doesn't need to happen. If you are feeling that you are losing the control, sometimes try to do more meditation, to seek for professional advice, of course, and help. And remember, do not create more karma. You already have a lot of karma to burn just by being alive. Don't create more karma on top of the karma that is there. Try to burn the karma by living a dharmic life, free from anything that violates yama and yama. The first two, the most important ones perhaps, non-violence and truthfulness. Be always true to yourself, to the truth of God, to the truth of the Vedas, to Sanatana Dharma, and you will be just fine. But if you do otherwise, there are many potential karmas that will come to your way. And being Mars, the ruler of your rising sign, Mars is the warrior, in that fashion the energy will come to you. different from Taurus, that is Venus, the goddess of love, calming energies, harmony. Mars is empowerment, aggressiveness, determination. So for you, karma, it's hitting differently. Try to overcome the low vibrational aspects and tendencies, and you will have a very amazing, really fantastic life. By being an Aries rising sign, you are willful, impulsive, or headstrong, and you can be critical or opinionated. We all know that, but it's good to remember it. Yet you can make a good psychologist once you learn to examine yourself. If you don't do a deep and transformational, depurative, insightful reflection, if you don't start to work with the low aspects of your personality, it will be a little bit difficult to analyze what is going on in the mind of others. But if you do all this process of self-examination, you can become one of the greatest psychologists out there, because of the Mars ruling the 8th house of investigation, Mercury ruling the 6th of penetration through your mind, and the 3rd of Gemini of being empathetic with the reality of the other and having the capacity to adapt the message to the needs of the other. That is truly an amazing quality to have. And less evolved Aries rising sign may be angry and be manipulative, pushing their way through life and imposing their ideas and energies on others. And their martial energy may be expressed more through the mind than the body, and they are prone to arguments but do not often resort to violence. Again, if you are this low vibrational, angry, manipulative Aries rising sign, try to work with your energies, avoid new relationships till you get that under control. And if you find someone presenting to you these energies, try to be as far away as a snake with poison ready to bite you, because this is a very difficult and dangerous situation to be with someone like this in a low frequency of vibration. In a high frequency vibration, they are amazing and they will take you to success very favorably. But low vibrational Aries rising signs, they can be very dangerous and harm you physically, emotionally, and mentally. For your tranquility of mind, most of the Aries rising sign out there are in a normal, regular frequency of vibration, and it's you need to do some research to find a very low frequency of vibrational Aries rising sign people, and some of them you may find easily on jail, not out there socializing easily. And the red flags for Aries rising sign are very easy to detect, because violence, aggressiveness, that it's easy to see. And if you find this, seek for help, avoid the person, don't fall for the trap, and you will be fine. But don't fall for that, because it will be very dangerous for you. And if you are Aries rising sign, you can be self-centered and not always sensitive to others, as we mentioned before. It could happen same with Leo and Sagittarius, and you benefit from relationships to balance yourself out. You are usually initiating a new phase of manifestation, perhaps from a past life. You closed a circle and now you're starting a brand new one, or you are doing so for your family lineage. Your key to spiritual growth is to use your sharp mind and strong energies to discover truth and not to promote yourself. If we consider that the moon is ruling your 4th house, family has a very important role in your life, and maybe your mother or your family are essential for you. And then Venus, that is ruling your 7th house of marriage, your spouse or business partners, is also ruling the 2nd house, which is the house of finances, stability, and consistency. Whatever is happening or whatever issue, obstacle you are going through with your relationships that will affect your finances, your stability, and your consistency. And the same backwards. Whatever issue you are experiencing financially or in terms of being stable, disciplined, constant, that will highly affect your relationships. Be aware of all these things, because the more you understand that all these areas are interconnected in your life, the easier will be for you to handle this, to deal with this. And if in your solar return, your Aries rising sign is a year of new beginnings, new things to do, it's a year of empowerment, of trying to connect more with Dharma, with your purpose on earth, and definitely to heal, to transform yourself in a better version, but also to become more disciplined, more constant, and to have clear set goals, not just wandering around from this idea to this another idea, but to have a very clear and particular idea. It is easier to understand what type of idea and how to pursue it by understanding the position of Mars in that solar return chart. For example, if you have Mars in the second house, will be more focused on finances, family; third house, siblings, information, short trips; fourth house, real estate, vehicles, home, family, mother, unconscious emotions or mind. Each house has a very particular energy, and wherever Mars goes, that is going to Aries and affecting your year, or if you are rising sign by birth, your whole life, of course. Some of the important remedial measures for you will be, as I mentioned before, if your fire is too high, to avoid spicy food, salty, save your hot meals, and to eat in small amounts more times during the day rather than big amounts 1 or 2 times a day. Then if you are training, the best way to do it is at kapha hours, which are energetically, and actually the temperature is lower, it's colder, so that is way better for you, between 6 a.m. and 10 a.m. or 6 p.m. 10 p.m. The thing is that the later you do it, the worse, because the sun is falling down and the prana is not there that strongly, and it's better for contemplation that hour. And then meditation, sadhana, and whatever else you want to do, it's best at the vata hours, which is between 2 a.m. and 6 a.m. and between 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Of course, I am not asking you to wake up 2 a.m. Don't do it. Unless you live in Vrindavana in India, where some temples are 24 hours chanting mantras, and some people is waking up 2 a.m. to perform the sadhana, which of course, huge respect. But the ideal is to wake up at Brahma Muhurta, which is between 4 and 6 a.m. Some say 4:30 to 6:30, or 4:30 to 6. The thing is before the sun rises. If you wake up at that time, take a cold shower. Always cold shower for you. Don't use hot water at shower, and you will feel a huge improvement in your life, in your energy. And try to take out all this anger, frustration with the practice of yogasanas. Try to do asanas that are activating the third chakra, Manipuraka chakra, which is the fire element chakra. For example, plank, chaturangasana, the warrior poses, Virabhadrasana 1, 2, 3. Whatever you can do, Shirshasana, Kapalasana, all these postures are amazing. Paschimottanasana, that is working with the third chakra, fire element, through compression. This is also very valid. Ustrasana, which is the same principle but by a back bending. All these postures, together with pranayama, calming pranayamas, will help you a lot. If your fire is too high, try to avoid Bhastrika and Kapalabhati, because these two types of pranayamas will increase your fire, and maybe it's a little bit difficult for you. Chanting mantras will help you a lot. If you can do it in lotus position or sitting down in a meditation pose, will be great. Of course, you can do sun gazing while chanting mantras. That has extra points in this case. Scrub your tongue first thing in the morning, empty your bowels if possible. Try to do not drink too cold water or too hot teas. Avoid coffee, alcohol, cigarettes, meat. All these things will increase the low vibrational aspects, the Rajasic and Tamasic aspects of your energy, and we don't want that. If you can't, with all these instructions, do the closest that you can. For example, avoid eating meat as much as possible. Eat less. Try to take more cold showers. If you can't do it every time you take a shower, cold water, try to do it as frequently as possible. And then if you cannot avoid to drink coffee, at least decrease the amount, do it decaffeinated, and put some cardamom powder that will help you to neutralize the Rajasic and Tamasic energies. However, the advice is to avoid it completely and to try instead masala chai, or in Sanskrit masala chaya, that is a spice tea where you can put a lot. Don't put black tea, which is of course with caffeine, that we don't want that. You can use many herbs. You don't need to use the conventional ones, but you can use many herbs. And in the traditional recipe you can find that work together in synergy, and they are tridosha, so they are good for Vata, Pitta and Kapha, and that is as well amazing. If you want to do a cleansing of your energy and everything as well, you can do 7 days, 14 days, 21 days or 35 days of just eating khichdi, which is a Ayurvedic recipe that will help you to cleanse your body very, very well. To do also colonic cleansings at an Ayurvedic center of your choice, of course, with the qualified practitioner of Ayurveda, of course. That will help you a lot, because that area of your body, the colon, is related to Scorpio. Mars is ruling Scorpio and Aries. Whatever happens to Scorpio is affecting Aries as well, and through the axe of Aries Libra, whatever happens to Libra, it's affecting you. So relationships are very important. Healing, transformation is very important. All this said, as well, the warrior energy is very well expressed through Hanuman. Chanting Hanuman Chalisa, the 40 verses to praying to Lord Hanuman, will help you a lot. Many people have found great results by chanting Hanuman Chalisa before the sun rises, Brahma Muhurta time. If you can do so, you will be very, very satisfied with the results. Always chanting mantras or his Vedicism with devotion, love, humbleness, and to be in the present moment. Don't put yourself doing something else, checking your phones or anything else. Just chant the mantras with the whole of your attention, and you will receive full results from it. That was all. If you like it so far, if you made it so far, thank you so much. Share this video with any Aries rising sign person that you know, or that is going through a Aries rising sign year, to receive all the benefits of this explanation. If you want me to do more videos of this type, let me know in the comments below. For me, will be a pleasure. Namaste, Sri Guruvyo Namaha, Harihi Om Tat Sat, Om Namah Shivaya.